So, the cabinet reshuffle. Does Theresa May actually know what she's doing? And will the expertise of any replacements benefit us, the people? Hi, I'm Tony, and if this is your first time on this channel, click subscribe if you want to air your views to get involved with shaping better communities. Place your comments below for everyone to see. And now that's out the way, what about that reshuffle? So, Justine Greening has gone. She says of her departure, social mobility matters to me and our country more than a ministerial career. I'll continue to work outside of government to do everything I can to create a country for the first time that has equality of opportunity for young people wherever they grow up. Are the Tories yet again beginning to fall apart once again? Theresa May said she wouldn't hold an election, and she did, and it didn't go the way she wanted. Damien Green was found to have pornography on his PC, and Boris Johnson made a major gaffe towards a British citizen that jeopardised her future in prison. And now Justine Greening has gone. Good news is though, Greg Clark, the current business secretary, gets to keep his job. But is that because Theresa May actually wants him to stay, or is it a well, you might as well stay, mate? He met with the Prime Minister and was told he would keep his job. A position that was, during this reshuffle, offered to Jeremy Hunt, which he refused point blank, by the way. He was determined to stay on as Health Secretary. But when you consider all the flack and arguably the name calling and the failings of the NHS, and you have to admit there has been some, why would you want to continue to deal with that? Social care as well has now been added as a responsibility under Jeremy Hunt. God help us. But why was he so adamant to stay on as Health Secretary? Could it be something to do with the involvement with hedge fund baron Andrew Law, a major investor in healthcare firms who happened to give Jeremy Hunt at one point £32,920. Apparently it was for his constituency office. Or could it be something to do with a policy pamphlet book he co-authored, Direct Democracy, an Agenda for a New Model Party, in which he stated he wants the NHS to be privatised. Some of the details in the book contained a blueprint for replacing the NHS with an insurance market system and called for the private sector to be bought in. Now, if you happen to find a copy of the pamphlet, you might see on page 78 that it says our ambition should be to break down the barriers between private and public provision, in effect denationalising the provision of healthcare in Britain. So does he want to keep hold of his position so he can help the NHS to flourish? What do you think? Well, here is a little statistic for you, and regular visitors to this channel know that I love a statistic. So, NHS spending on care provided by private companies has jumped up by 700 million to 3.1 billion, with non-NHS firms winning almost 70% of tendered contracts in England last year. Private care providers were awarded 267 out of a total of 386 contracts made available in 2016 and 17. Including the 7 highest value opportunities worth £2.4 billion. And now Jeremy Hunt has a responsibility for that social care. But one company in the private sector has had its fair share of the media lately over a case with the NHS. Virgin Care, and the vast extent of Virgin Care's portfolio has angered many campaigners, according to media sources, as the company, and here it comes, pays no tax in the UK, and its parent company is registered in the British Virgin Islands, a tax haven. So do you remember that Virgin Care sued 6 NHS commissioning care groups, 6, last year, after it failed to win an £82 million care contract, losing out to an NHS provider and 2 social enterprises. And this is happening under the watchful eye of Jeremy Hunt. And also in 2012, Jeremy Hunt personally intervened to encourage a controversial at the time takeover of NHS hospitals in his own constituency by a private company. And who was that private company? Yes, Virgin Care. Apparently he was concerned by a delay to the £650 million deal, so much that he asked for assurances from NHS Surrey officials that it will be swiftly signed. But a major question in my mind is who is actually boss in our government. Justine Greening says she doesn't want to move and she's forced to resign. Jeremy Hunt and other top brass of the cabinet also say they don't want to move, and Theresa May says, okay, fair enough. It isn't exactly a reshuffle, and once again this shows she doesn't have any real authority in her government and her party. Now, the figures I've mentioned and the past doings of Jeremy Hunt give me a bit of an uneasy feeling. But what do you think about Hunt, the shuffle, and Theresa May's possible lack of authority? Place your comments below, click subscribe and get involved. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye for now.